Hi, good morning and welcome to my channel. My name's Natalie and this is Sew Stitch Sew Nat. It's Flosstube 60 and this is my June wrap up. Thank you for those that watched my whip parade, which is the last video. Although now I'm thinking, did I call the whip parade Flosstube 60? Can't remember, but you'll know because you'll have clicked on the link. Yeah, so thank you if you've watched that. Hello and welcome to new and returning. I'm still sat around the 300 mark, just slightly under for subscribers, don't know why. And I think today is probably going to be a quick video, and I'll try and talk about life at the end rather than in the middle. I do have one finish, one new start and 7 whips, something like that, and some haul. Trying not to buy haul, but yeah, anyway. So the finish that I've got isn't actually cross stitch, it's actually more like a counted canvas. So this was Countdown to Christmas. I'm not sure you can read that in the screen. This is by Hands On Design. I don't know if it still is, but it was a Jingle Ball class, so it was an exclusive for that. And I'd already finished this one, which is a piece we started in class. I obviously haven't fully finished it yet. But I'll probably just do them as a pair anyway. And I've since finished the other one. So it's made with pearl cottons and 4 strands of DMC where the pearl cotton's not used. It gives a slightly different texture. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see that in the... So the centre of those is all pearl cotton, but the edge bits around the stars are in DMC. And not all DMC are in the pearl cotton range. So sometimes I've gone 1 digit higher or lower. It's on a 18 count mono canvas, and I got this from Lakeside Crafts here in the UK. I've not found anywhere else, unless anyone's got a tip for me, but I've got enough to keep me going for now. Yeah, really enjoyed that. How many days did it take? It's a lot faster than cross stitch, just because you're covering because it's a thicker thread, you're covering the area faster. I think it took me about 3 days, maybe 4, but one of those was at least one of those was a weekend day. But once you kind of get, because it's a repeating pattern, once you get the idea, you're off. So that's it for finishes. Whips. So my first whip is Blackbird by Blackbird Designs. So I'm stitching this in honour of SewMeSarah's 50th birthday last year. Started that in December. Mainly, I can't remember how many sessions I've had on this month. Oops. So 25 count mushroom Lagana, stitching it 2 over 2 with classic Colourworks Blackbird. I've got the big vase to do down the bottom. I have personalised it because I made a couple of counting errors. Some of the bits are in the right place, other bits aren't, so I'm next thing is to get the vase in, and just make sure it meets up with the vines. But I stitch on this normally while I'm watching SewMeSarah's Flosstube channel. So they all started Strawberry Fields Forever, which I'd already stitched, so I asked if I could do Blackbird instead. Next is not that one. Cabin in the Woods. I think this has been out a couple of times, and I didn't get this one off the hoop when I was sorting things out. I can't remember what percentage I'm at, but I'm officially over 25% now. And because I stitch in a hoop, I scrunch it up. You can see the big hoop ring. So this is Cabin in the Woods by Flossibilities, stitched on a 32 count slate grey Murano by Zweigart. Call for DMC 2/2. Yeah, love this piece when I get it out and stitch on it. Do need to do it in the daylight, but apart from that, it is slightly personalised because I'd made a mistake on one side. I've now replicated it on this side. They're not quite symmetrical, but hopefully I'll be alright. Stars will need moving slightly, and I just realised I didn't show you a picture of what this is going to look like. This is available as a paper chart from Talking Dog Stitchery, and it's also on the Flossibilities Etsy shop as a PDF. And I stitched that from Pattern Keeper because I went with the PDF option. Next is With Thy Hands by Teresa Kogut. So I'm doing the big sampler. I think I just put some stitches into the house last time I picked it up. Because I think it was of an evening, so I didn't want to carry on this green border, because in the daylight you can see it a lot more easier, but in the evening they're quite similar in colour, especially if you haven't got enough lighting. So this is on 40 count Newcastle linen in Country Vintage Mocha, 1/2 with DMC. I think it's like 1 or 2 over dies, but I'm using the DMC options. Yeah, and I stitched this with Sally from Flossysewsandgrows, and that was one of her Fun for 50 as well. Next is my button box, which is out of In Friendship Way. Friendship's Way. I'll show you what the picture looks like. So the picture looks like this. I am going to change some bits, I think. So some of this is in Money Box by Classic Colourworks, and I think it changes up here maybe to another thread, but I'm keeping mine as money box, and then I haven't decided on some of the other bits. I have ordered some more threads for this because it's going to be in honour of my great aunt May, who I used to call the button auntie. I used to go around there and play with the massive tins of buttons, and that's what I want to do with that. Now, just a word of warning, if you are going to stitch this, there are corrections to the key for it, and like I say, I'm not quite following, I'm definitely not going to follow quite the colour scheme that's there, but it's not going to be too far. And I know I meant to look up what fabric this was and write it down, which I haven't. But it's a 32 count Belfast linen by Zweigart. I think it's not vintage sand, not vintage sun, and I can't remember, so apologies. So I think that's Tin Bucket, and then that's all old money. I've already got the box to put this on, and it's got some of her embroidery in there, so yeah, and I started that on 19th of May, which would have been her birthday, but she would have been the ripe old age of 106, so yeah, but very much missed. And I know Sally from StitchySally started that. That's who I'm stitching Cabin in the Woods with. I can't remember if I said that. Sorry, a bit. Yeah, life. Next, I did a bit more work on Star Dragon, and I haven't got a picture, so I have to put one in. I'm trying not to edit today, so hopefully that's the only picture. And this is where I'm up to. So this is a massive piece of 36 count Edinburgh Platinum, so 36 count. Stitching it 1/1, and I'm just using the DMC conversion. So I've got 3 of the 4 colours in. There's a red to go in as well. And this is the edge of page 1 here. And it's quite a long sampler. There will be some excess on this fabric, but I haven't cut it off. And that is by Forest Embroidery. I did buy it as a PDF. I did get it into Pattern Keeper, but every single page has got its own key. So although there's only 4 colours, I had to put the 4 colours in. I can't remember how many pages there were. But it works. It's counting the stitches, that's the main thing. Right. Next we'll do the one I keep picking up when I'm out of the house. This is Gilmoreisms by Forbidden Fibre Co. That's what it looked like. It was a sale last year. Yeah, last year. I did not keep up with it. So I think I'm just slightly over halfway now. This is the full thing. I've now finished the yellow in I'm a Big Fat Flincher. I've started on Rory's Going to Yale, which is just underneath the Scorpio box. So that's that one. And oops, that's off that one. I'm finishing the borders off, so some of these have only got 1 stitch in, so I'm filling in the 2nd stitch, and then there's these extra doodahs, bits of frame to go in each of these boxes. So I'm trying to finish that off as well. So yeah, and I'm stitching that in a mixture of hoop and in hand, depending on which bit I'm up to. So like I said, that's a bit more of my travel stitching. When I'm not travel stitching on that, I'm mainly picking up koi carp, which I posted a progress picture for the end of June. So this is what it'll look like when it's done. It's got to be done, hasn't it, upside down. So that'll look like when it's done, and I have now touched the bottom corner. And I stitched this from Good Notes on my iPad. It's on a 16 count easy grid, or Luca-S version of easy count 16 count Ada. So yeah, I've got some back stitches to go in. I'm in this bottom corner. I can't remember if I reached the bottom corner in my Whip Parade or not. Don't think I had. And then I'm just coming along here. Yeah, that was it. I'm not sure I'd finished that row off, so yeah, fair amount of progress. The aim was to get this done by the end of July. If I'm completely honest, I can't see that happening, but we'll see. So that's for my dad. His birthday's in September. I was wanting to get it professionally framed, so we'll see what happens. If not, it'll be a self-frame job. At least I kind of roughly know what the measurements are. Don't know if I'm going to use a mount or not yet though. I think just having that professional opinion sometimes when you're mounting stuff really does help. He's definitely steered me right in the past. Next, right, so that's all my, sorry, I've got notes down there and my leg is going really dead. Yeah, so that's all the whips. I have got one new start and one that I was going to start, haven't started, but I'll show you that anyway and you'll see where my dilemma starts and ends. And I haven't got a cover photo for this one, so I'm going to put one in for that. And that is Shack on the Shore by Flossibilities. I need something behind this. And this is my start. It's on 32 count light blue Belfast linen by Zweigart. It's 2/2 with a call for DMC. I think the call for fabric might be this as well actually. Yeah, this is in Pattern Keeper, and I started this on the 20th, yeah, 20th of June, summer solstice in the US. I'm trying semi-stitching along with Stitching Owl and Laura by the Shore, although I need to post, I haven't posted on Instagram yet, so I do need to do that. So yeah, so they're hosting a sale for this. Probably going to be one of the stitches I take on holiday with me, if we get on holiday anyway. Yeah, the one I was going to start and then haven't started is 4 Seasons by Barbara Anna. I got this from not Ko-Fi. I can't remember, sorry guys. So that was what it'll look like. I decided to stitch mine on a 32 count Belfast in dirty. Measured it out, thought, oh, I've got enough room, I'll have an inch or either side. Margin on that side, what, centimetre and a half? Margin on that side, about the same. Yeah, as I was putting that guideline in, I suddenly realised that the last 10 stitches were going to be off the edge, and the border that I had on this side now needed to move that way 10 stitches. So it will fit. I need to bind the edges so they don't fray, but my idea was to turn this into a drum anyway, so that would be enough, that would give me just about enough border to do that. But like I said, I just need to bind the edges to make sure they don't fray, and then I can start that. And they, so SewMeSarah, was it just your stitch along? I can't remember, Sarah. They've just started summer. They've already done autumn, winter, spring. So I'm late to the party anyway. There's quite a lot of colours in it. I love it. So the Freebie Light by Barbara and I stitched last year. Couldn't put it down. So yeah, that just needs a bit more work. Originally I picked out platinum, but it wasn't going to make some of the colours pop, so I ended up choosing dirty instead. I have got enough cot left of that, but it's even smaller than that one. Sorry, I know I'm doing a lot. In terms of plans, carry on stitching on Koi Carp and keep Gilmoreisms as my travel piece. I've got a stitchy session to do on Cabin in the Woods. I haven't watched your latest film, Sally. StitchySally. Yeah, and then if I feel like I'm getting a bit overloaded with Koi Carp, I'll just pick something else up for a little bit. I think the need for wanting to have a finish, because I've only had 2 finishes this year, which is not like me at all. Is why I picked up the needle point, because I knew it would be quicker. Right, I'm sat in the most uncomfortable position. So that's plans. I've got haul and life. I'll do life first. Yeah, work's hectic, and I've had to take my youngest to hospital 3 times in the last month. He jumped about a foot in the air and fractured his tibia, so the bottom of one of your bones in your legs within like the growth plate, so he's in a boot and crutches. Then 2 weeks later almost, he tripped on an apple core at school with his crutches, put his arm out, actually landed that way on. Another trip to hospital. Sprained, not broken. Well, Wednesday night we went over again on that wrist, and I think he did more of that side while still wearing the splint. So the metal bar inside it got a bit more bent than it should do, and I'm waiting on a call back from the hospital to see if he's sprained it more or actually broken something. So between that and work, it's been rather hectic. and not much stitchy time. And I think for those that work in the NHS, you do a fantastic job. Yes, I wish the waiting times were less, but everyone got seen that should get seen. And they're definitely under immense pressure at the minute. So the last one that we went to was Wednesday evening, and it was busy. But as soon as anyone touches my son's wrist, he's up in the air screaming. So, you know, I think we were in and out in about 5 hours, which is standard for the hospital that I go to. We do have an alternative one, but minor injuries aren't always, they're only open 3 days of the week, and it's for things like little cuts and bumps and possible breaks and things like that. So yeah, thank you to all those that work in the NHS. You know, I think they don't get enough praise. I know they got a lot of praise during COVID, but yeah, it's a hard job, and I wouldn't want to do it. So thank you. And anything else happening in life besides, if it can go wrong, it is going wrong. The paraquat at work, when I got to work the other day, that was an hour and a half lost. You know, work is frantically busy. Yeah, the IT system that I work with at the start of the month did not want to play ball, which led to a lot of outages. So it's been a little bit crazy, a little bit stressful. My eldest son has now hurt his hip, so just making sure he rests and gets pain relief for that. He's now 13. So yeah, if he's not better, I've got to take him on Monday. And I'm hoping that you can't hear my child on the Alexa announcing something, even though he knows I'm recording a video, because why not? I'll try and quickly do haul, and then quickly editing the 2 pictures and the beginning and title, and then we're done. Oh yeah, my children are downstairs, so I'm sat in my youngest's bedroom, hence the background. Right, haul. So I wanted a bag for my counted canvas stuff, so I picked up one of these Hobby Gift, the same company that made the project bags last time, and this is just like a nice strawberry project bag. I have got all my stuff in here. So I've got the spool one, that's kitted up ready to go. That's the threads off the one I've just finished. It's got like a divider in the middle. My needles and tacks. A frame that I was using. I've got another one on order. They're the threads for winter blues. Some more fabric. And then just the finish instructions in the back. So yeah, nice bag. I've not filled it. Try not to fill it as well. Next, I want to show you this last time. I've got 2 of these from, I think you pronounce it Strongburn Green. I know there's definitely shops in the UK, but they're not originally from the UK. I think it's Denmark. But yeah, so I've got 2 of these easels, and my idea is to finish some of the things in the box of doom, or the box of treasures, whatever you want to call it, and just display them on that rather than frame them and get them up on the wall. I picked up, sorry, a little bit crinkly in there. I picked up another bag from Hobby Gift as well. This is just off Amazon. The vinyl isn't as thick, and they're definitely not as stand up, but they're better than the plastic, like the clear plastic ones. Yeah, I should stop buying project bags and make some, but even then I don't think I should make some because I think I've got enough. Oh, and I didn't, another picture to put up. Quaternion Creations Glimpse of Sakura. I saw this on Stitching with Charlie Feathers. She was stitching it. I thought, oh yeah, I really like that. And ran and got it. Don't know when I'm going to start it, but I love Cherry Blossom. And it's a relatively small stitch. It's 55 by 77, and it calls for all DMC, so I just need to find a fabric to put that on. StitchySally was having a D-stash and I picked up two things. I picked up the German Frieda by Barbara Anna Designs. I've not actually stitched a Dreaming Girl before, but I love them, so yeah, probably would like to get some more. I also picked up a Fabrics by Crafty Kate, which was the September 24 fabric of the month. It's in a 32 count even weave. Take it out, sorry. Oops. So it's relatively true to colour. Blue's getting a little bit washed out, like a bluey purpley bit at the top corner here. Probably maybe less vibrant than it's shown in camera. Don't know what I'm going to stitch on that yet. I also ordered personalised like pouch thing, so it's got a handle on top. I have to excuse the zipper a second. And it's got the bits inside. There's two pockets here, one big pocket here, a zip pouch in the middle, and I thought that'd be good for the retreat. Put my bits in. I ordered two more LB's 5-inch hoops. So these are the ones I always use. They're worth it. The bamboo ones just haven't got the same not density, quality to them. And then I also ordered a tote bag. Admittedly, I thought this was going to be bigger, but it'll do for things like my tablet and other bits when I'm on retreat in September. It did come with a ribbon, which I've since taken off. So it's like you put a bow on here, but it wasn't quite the right colour, so I've taken it off for me personally. It's a nice sturdy bag. If you want the links to anything, let me know. And then Pauline was having not a D-stash, a sale. She'd loaded some things to be sold, not a sale. I picked up one of these new gorgeous mats. So it's got a ribbon to tie it together. There's a magnet underneath there, like an aught needle section, Sorry, the husband interrupted. I can't remember where I was up to. So yeah, 4 pouches along here. Scallop, no. Lobster claw up there. Oh, and it comes with a like an orc capture tray thing, so it just pops together. That looks like that. So I'm going to take that on retreat with me. That arrived yesterday. I need to post a little thank you about that. I think she had 2 different fabric ways. I've not seen her sell these before. But lovely, gorgeous fabric. It always smells so nice as well. Really high quality sewing. Love Pauline's products. She only sells on Instagram, so if you're interested, go and follow her on there. Pauline, that is. Right, I have got Alexide Needlecraft order coming, but it's mainly DMC, and because they were having a sale, and 2 bits of fabric. I think that's it. And my bum's going numb. Not used to sitting on the floor. So stay well, stay happy stitching. I'm trying to take Sarah's line, I don't mean to. Yeah, so stay happy and healthy, and happy stitching. Bye for now.